right. I'm too hungry not to get that win, but I just gotta remember one thing. Gotta keep my head up, never get that low, 'cause I'm living this life, now it's all I know, like, oh, it's the life I chose. Gotta keep my head up, never get that low, 'cause I'm living this life, now.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday night, DM West become the winner of the Royal Rumble. We find out tonight who he goes for in front of a packed Smackdown audience. My name is Dave Easton, alongside, of course, my broadcast colleague Tim Price. Tim, tonight, are we going to find out who DM West is going to go for at WrestleMania?
Well, I think we definitely will find out who he's going to go for. I was saying it on Raw, but I think he's going to go for the NSW Championship. But well, it's decision time for him tonight, I reckon.
It is indeed, and well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick things off in such a big... Oh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick things off with some tag team action. Introducing first, he is CM Barnett.
Here comes CM Barnett, who's, well, he's had his issues with the team that he'll be facing alongside Ryback. Well, it's going to be time for him to possibly get some revenge.
Also, though, let's not take this out of the equation here. Ryback is the man that beat him on Sunday night for that European title.
Yep, Ryback certainly is. So you got to wonder, can Ryback and CM Barnett truly coexist as a team? When, well, CM Barnett, when he sees his tag team partner come back, he'll be like, this man who beat me for the European Championship.
So much going on here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Smackdown, of course. We thank you that you can be with us for this very special Friday episode. Thanks for sticking around, of course. We've got so much to look forward to tonight. And what a way to kick things off with CM Barnett. The crowd love this guy. And just listen to the roof lift off when his tag team partner is announced.
Oh yeah. There will definitely be standing up in ovation.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, he is the new European champion, Ryback!
Yep, there is our new European champion. And yeah, as you said it, well, the fact is this man, our new European champion, took it off his partner, CM Barnett, so I do wonder how they will cope as a tag team. Will there be a little bit of a dissension between them?
Yeah, and of course, Ryback winning the European Championship this past Sunday. Many people said it was thanks to Kevin Owens and the Mundo really softening both men up, which really affected the match. Would you go along with that with Tim?
I'd slightly go along with it, but when, you know, they both got softened up, I'd say Ryback actually took the worst of the beating. He got hit with multiple chair shots, whilst he saved CM Barnett from the multiple chair shots. Well,
ladies and gentlemen, introducing their opponents. Coming to the ring first, he is the Mundo.
Yep, here he is, the Mundo, who, well, came in a very good number at the Royal Rumble, but now he's got to refocus as being unable to win that, and, well, it's all about now taking out Ryback and CM Barnett.
But the worst thing is, why is Mundo aligned himself with Oliver Bisping? This is the thing that many people still, he hasn't answered, and he refuses to answer. Mundo and Kevin Owens joining Oliver Bisping just a couple of weeks ago. Are these two really doing Bisping's dirty work?
No, I guess they most likely are, and a lot of people question it, and I can see why.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, his tag team partner, Kevin Owens.
But speak of a man who is, well, outspoken and dangerous in that ring, let's say he's aligned himself with someone who's just as dangerous in the Mundo to join up with Bisping. And, well, tonight Kevin Owens wants to bring the pain to CM Barnett and Ryback.
The thing you've got to worry about here is Kevin Owens and Mundo apart. They're dangerous together. They could be what Bisping's looking for. Bisping already knows how to get tag team champions. Maybe that's what he's lining these two up to be.
Well, we know the success Mundo has had as a tag team you know, compared to so being along with Kevin Owens now, my goodness, could be an unstoppable tag team we're about to see.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go off and underway. Let's start what Tim thinks about this opening contest. Of course, you can see Bisping and Megan on the other side of the ring. That's a little thing we'll get into after Tim tells us what he thinks.
You know, I've got to go with the Mundo and Kevin Owens. You know, they're just so dangerous in there, and I still don't think CM Barnett and Ryback are quite 100% after the beatdown they've had to deal with and in that match.
Well, let's have a look at this in Monday Night. Working over CM Barnett, of course, and of course Megan on the outside. Megan was, of course, a long-time manager of the Mundo, of course, and you've got to think here, Tim. I wonder if she'll play anything in this match.
She very well could, you know. It wouldn't surprise me for her to get involved in this matchup. You know, try and cost it for Mundo and Owens. But at the same time, you know, Bisping's going to do that sort of dirty work to try and cost the match for Barnett and Ryback.
Nice back suplex there, CM Barnett. Now let's see what happens here. Going across. Well, there you go. There's a tag. Nothing really major about that. And now the big man in there against Mundo. And anyone! Even the European champion can do a Russian leg sweep into the cover. Is that a referee terribly out of position?
Yeah, that was a good beat anyway, but still. Now the big guy Ryback trying to take Tim Mundo, but now Mundo's got fair control. Beating hard on Ryback.
Now what's Mundo doing? Trying to get out there. And there's Kevin Owens, and now Kevin Owens and Ryback in the ring. And Owens not taking any notice of Ryback. There goes CM Barnett.
Wow. You know, Kevin Owens really needs to refocus and keep his eyes on Ryback, because Ryback is a powerful individual, very, you know, gifted with his power moves.
Like that. And look at that, just the way he picked Owens up with ease. And Ryback, of course, momentum is certainly on this man's side. European champion, of course. Let's talk about also later on tonight, Tim. 4-man elimination to determine the new #1 contender for the NSW title. Of course, we know DM West, well, we're still yet to hear from him, of course. But we're going to crown a new #1 contender for Over the Limit here tonight. Could it be that DM West might have an eye on that match?
Oh, he's definitely going to have an eye on that match.
Hold on, sorry. Oh, the package pile driver. That's it.
My goodness.
Megan's up. Megan's going to stop the ref before he even gets down there. And now, I thought Mundo was going to do something to Megan there. You've got to just be careful. Of course, we know what Kevin Owens tried to do to Megan all them weeks ago. And the referee just not taking any notes. And look out. Oh, wow.
My God. And all that weight just coming down on Ryback. Kevin Owens showing. And whoa. You know, for such a big guy, he knows how to fly around that ring.
You've got to be very impressed with Kevin Owens early on. Into the cover. Is that enough to put it with the European champion? And again, Megan is up. And CM Barnett in to break the count. Now all hell breaks loose again.
Yep, and the referee needs to get some control in this matchup.
Oh, a nice clothesline. Ducking under there. And the big backdrop by Ryback. Taking Owens off his feet. And here comes that big spine buster as well. How much and how easy it can change here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about in NSW. There's a meat hook clothesline.
Oh, the meat hook clothesline. And Mundo tried to grab, but not successful. But no, Mundo's going to stop the pin there.
Well, you could see the tag team. You see, we're talking about it in the intro, of course, that Mundo, very famous for tag team wrestling, knew exactly what to look out for there. And you've got to give him credit. And now, it looks like they're back in control again.
Yep, back in control. And, you know, keeping Ryback in their corner, you know, keeping him isolated like a smart tag team does. And, yep, Megan up again.
Now, look at Barnett then going after Mundo again, but really has to keep an eye on this referee, trying to keep all control. I think Megan's going to be told to leave here, and that's the right thing to do here. She has been in this match. This could have been over a long time ago if it wasn't for Megan.
Yep, could have been, but no.
Oh, look at Bisping taunting her. Sorry, Tim. Look at Bisping taunting her on the way out.
Yeah, he's just laughing at her. Uh-oh.
Oh, no, look at this. Mundo's going for the ride. Shell shock.
And that has got to be it. That's it. Match over.
No.
There's Bisping.
You know what B is for, don't you?
Yep, it's for Bisping.
Exactly. And Bisping up on the ring. But look at this, though. Mundo now getting shoulders driven into his stomach here. And now Ryback, I'm going to make sure he pays some more.
Yeah, but now right back, you know, he's going to take the fight to the Mondo. You know, use all that power, but oh, he's going for the pin. Could this be it?
2-0, just at the count of 2.5. Mundo just taking a lot of punishment here.
Yeah, he is, but I think Ryback needs to think about getting
Oh,
Simba.
look at this, wrenching him back.
And yeah, he's wrenching him back, and he's a good tap. Mondo tap here, and oh, a huge powerbomb to Sam Barnett there.
And then Owens finally breaks it up.
Yeah, Kevin Owens finally breaks up that submission, but Sam Barnett looks completely out of it after that powerbomb.
Look out, big belly-to-belly takeover suplex. Barnett finally gets to his feet. Referee telling him to get out. Into the cover though. Has Barnett realised what's happened? There's 2 and a break up at 2.
That nearly could have been it, but luckily Sam Barnett gets into the matchup, or gets into ring just in time, and oh, let's go for an armbar submission, kind of.
Yeah, what a match to start off SmackDown this week. Tag team classic between these two. Mundo now, look out. Full Nelson here.
Yeah, he's got it locked in, and he's right back gonna submit.
No, again Barnett comes across, and Owens again gets involved here. Classic tag team wrestling here. And look at this, Owens trying to block CM Barnett, but not going to do Mundo much good when he's on the outside. And now, Ryback brings him in the hard way, right to the centre of the ring.
Yep, brings him the hard way for that massive suplex. But
Fighting Spirit! Oh, mid who clothesline took his head off!
Yep, before you have to find in spirit, but no, Ryback neutralises it very quickly.
Bisping's there, but Bisping's still out at ringside, remember? And I think it might not be long before he goes.
Yep, he could be, you know, be about to be sent to the backstage. He's been sent back to the locker room.
Well, that's only the best thing the referee can do here. Make it a fair contest now. Mundo, though, follow his slam. Looks like he could try and get right back here, but it should block this off and does.
Yep, he gets it just in time, manages to block it
Oh,
off.
look out! M5!
Hits it, and that's got to be it now.
Surely, that could be a goodbye, St. Barnett! Into the cover, Mundo and Kevin Owens pick up the win!
Wow, what an impressive win for the Mundo and Kevin Owens here tonight. I think we're looking at a very dangerous tag team. They could be looking at tag team championships in the near future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Kevin Owens and the Mundo!
Well, I think Bisping has found one hell of a find here in putting these two together. You know, the tag team division needs to look out for these two, because they're on a rise.
They are indeed. What a big win here tonight for them. And, well, right back into his feet here. Whoa, wait a minute!
Whoa!
Morgan Wolf? What the hell? What was that all about?
I don't know.
Is Morgan Wolf...
I can only assume one thing when it comes to Morgan Wolf in the possibly European Championship.
What is this all about? Away, the superhero!
Oh no, not him.
See? That's good. Well done, Trey, but why is Morgan Wolf going after Ryback?
I think it has something to do with the European Championship.
Wow, well, let's get to our next contest, ladies and gentlemen. Making his way to the ring, he is a part of the DOA. He is Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor, who, well, not too long ago made his allegiance known to TOA, and, well, I say he's a perfect fit for that group because just look at him.
Finn Balor, of course, is, well, he's going to be in singles action here tonight. But you've got to think, this man really, still not really to explain why he went with the DOA, of course, and sided with Danny Six.
Well, it's all about, you know, Finn Balor has that dark side to him, that part of him that is just more aggressive, more vicious, and he's letting it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you keep the bets coming, ladies and gentlemen. Also, get on social media, tell everybody where we are. They don't want to miss SmackDown here tonight. Big matches still to come, including this one. Finn Balor ready for singles action here tonight. And his opponent from Newcastle upon Tyne, he is the man that gravity forgot, Neville!
Yep, here he comes, Neville, and well, when I look at a matchup like this, Finn Balor and Neville, it's going to be a match of a lot of, you know, high-flying spectacle moves. Well, you know, these two are going to take it to the next level.
This is going to be a really good high-flying match, of course, but let's quickly just go back where we go through the intro here. Tim, what is Morgan Wolf thinking about going after Ryback?
I can only think of one thing he's thinking about. That's the European Championship.
Well,
he wants it.
You have to think maybe not being so successful at the NSW title, maybe the next one is indeed looking for Ryback. And well, we're going to be very interesting to see if that goes over in the next couple of weeks. Here we go then, we're off and underway for the next match tonight. Let's see what, of course, Tim says about this one.
You know, I've got to go with Finn Balor ever since, you know, bringing out that more darker side to him and everything. You know, not really caring about much. I think he's going to look to really bring it out against Neville. That's what's going to get him to win.
See what the NSW app has to say. Thanks, guys. Keep it coming all night long. 65.4 for Finn Balor. 34.6 for Neville. As anyone, even someone in the darkness or DOA, can do a Russian leg sweep.
And right now, Finn Balor's really taking it to Neville. And oh, but there we go, Neville, you know, bringing it back.
Yeah, look at this. Watch out. The neck breaker. Nice by Neville. Neville, no, don't get count Neville as just a high flyer. He is very, very technical in that ring. And he one of the rising superstars here on SmackDown.
Yep, I have to agree there, Neville. He hits such technically based offense. He can counter, I reckon, just about anything with his offense. Right now, he's in control of this matchup.
Both men really looking to try and get back in that cruiserweight pitch. Of course, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, cruiserweight title is on the line. Sami Zayn versus Chris Keith, the newcomer, drafted this week on Raw. We'll be looking to see if what these masked superstar can do against Sami Zayn next.
Yeah, but I look forward to that matchup. Should be great.
And look at this now, nice plan to the elbow again by Finn Balor. You've got to see Balor, with all this darkness though, just as technical with Neville. No! Dropping Neville down.
Yep, dropping Neville down. And could that be it already?
Balor bringing Neville to the centre of the ring. Is that enough? No, just a one.
Yep, too soon to end the match. For Neville. You know, there's a lot more fighting him in Arno.
Oh, look, he's trying.
Hello.
And thank goodness that he managed to keep a table here for once.
Yeah, we need this table.
Yeah, well, Chaz and Bruce are in action a little bit later on, but they would probably not want to do the whole replace the table thing. It's a nice guillotine leg drop by Neville.
Now, it must be very frustrating, you know, having to replace a table, then have a match.
Oh, what a chop. Well, you know, if they do it themselves, I'm sure they don't mind.
Yeah, but Neville flipping back and into the back body drop there.
These two quick as a cat. And as you see, Neville now, look out, lining him up with that nice short clothesline. Is Neville going to try and think about possibly putting Finn Balor away here? Drop kick, stuns Finn Balor, not enough to team down. That's the one that takes him down.
Yep, that first drop kick just pushed Finn Balor away, but the second one took him down. And oh, what a lovely standing shooting star there. And up. Well, Neville's calling for the end.
Look out, there it is. Oh!
My goodness.
And that surely is that. Into the cover, no hook of the leg, doesn't need, no!
Whoa!
2.5. I thought that was it for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was it for Neville, but no, Finn Balor surviving in this one.
And now into the corner, Finn Balor. How much has that took out of Balor here? Neville, look out! Going to the top. Seated Sun Tom.
Hits it and up and off the ropes.
There's a flying crossbody. Look at this. Then the bulldog.
Just the speed of Neville to just do such gravity defying moves like that. And
look at the double underhook into the power bomb.
Yep,
has he got him? Yes! And Neville picks up the win here tonight.
And well, we could be looking at someone to contend for the Cruiserweight Championship in Neville. Could definitely see it happening, him getting another shot.
And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Neville!
Yep, but we get well. Next up will be the Cruiserweight Championship match, and I know Neville is going to be looking at that very closely.
Yeah, Neville so close to winning it a couple of weeks ago. Now looking to see who will come out in the next match. Neville, though, picking up the win here tonight on Smackdown. Ladies and gentlemen, remember NSW is on 5 times a week, Raw on a Monday, Tuesdays Total Divas, Wednesdays ECW. It's usually Thursday night for Smackdown, and of course NXT Saturday night. Shows start 11 o'clock UK, 6 in the East, 3 in the West. Non-Stop Wrestling UK is the YouTube, NSW 365 is Facebook, NSW_360 is Twitter. You can say anything if you want. Oh, well,
And make sure you check out all those shows because they're all great.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to our next contest. It is for the Cruiserweight Championship. Making his way to the ring first, he is Sami Zayn.
Yep, here he is, Sami Zayn, Cruiserweight Champion, and what a successful Cruiserweight Champion he has been. He, well, beat Seth Rollins to become champion. He's defended it very well ever since. Tonight, it's just another test for him.
Sami Zayn, really, do you think it's a bit of a disadvantage in this one against the Masked Superstar?
I wouldn't say so really, because knowing Sami Zayn, he knew he was going to come up against Chris Keith, so he's, you know, he would have watched NXT, he's seen Chris Keith's matches and prepared for him. That's what a smart champion does.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Scotland, he is the Masked Superstar, Chris Keith.
Yep, the man who got drafted on Raw over here from NXT to SmackDown, and what a great opportunity he has tonight to win the Cruiserweight Championship on his first night on SmackDown.
Yeah, they're talking about debuts. It can't get any bigger than this for the Masked Superstar, Chris Keith. Can it be a winning debut? Can he come up and defeat Sami Zayn to lift the Cruiserweight Championship? You've got to think this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Another 2 high flyers in this one. Who is going to come out with the Cruiserweight Championship? Sami Zayn's had it a while. Chris Keith will look to be throwing him next on SmackDown. So this is what they're going for, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Cruiserweight Championship of NSW. Tim, predictions?
You know, I'm going to go with Sami Zayn retaining that championship. I think, you know, he will have scouted Chris Keith watching his matches on NXT. I think, you know, the determination for Sami Zayn, he's got pretty much everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Gee, if that's the case. 78.8 for Sami Zayn, Chris Keith 21.2. And you've got to think, if you're Chris Keith in this match, what would be your strategy?
You know, just go in there with everything you have. Just, you can't let Sami Zayn use his high-flying offense as his technical offense. You've got to beat him to every punch. Otherwise, stuff like this is going to happen. Sami Zayn has got all the control right now.
And look at that, as anyone, even the Cruiserweight Champion, can do a Russian leg sweep.
Yeah, when you look at a match like this,
oh,
missing the moonsault there. Yeah, Sami Zayn has everything to lose and nothing to gain, whilst Chris Keith, on the other hand, has everything to gain but not really nothing to lose.
You know this, you've said it on a nutshell here, but look at this, Zayn. Look out, off the ropes. Oh, wow!
That's that diving cross body into the ropes, and that's going to be very painful. Those ropes aren't exactly, you know, the most comfortable of things to be up against. Not much giving
them, to be honest.
No.
Look how nice. Chris Keith now trying to get back in control of this one. And you can see that Chris does have the advantage. Nice. Swinging neck breaker that, but again, Sami Zayn trying to come back. Nice shoulder tackle into the corner. And you know that the Cruiserweight title means so much to Sami Zayn. And now, look, just picking Chris Keith up here. Oh, nice flapjack takedown.
Lovely. And God, you could see the way sort of Chris Keith landed on his head.
Oh, but he was paying possum. And now...
possum, very smart, but no, he doesn't take advantage of it.
And look at this, Zayn into the cover. Has he got him? No, just a one.
Yeah, he didn't take advantage quick enough for Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn again back in control. But as I say that, good old commentator's curse.
I was going to say, do you think Sami Zayn was sort of like you could tell Sami Zayn was a veteran there. He knew when to take advantage. And Chris Keith sort of at the moment just not taking the chances at the leads he has. Saying that though, look out.
Yep. And see a sense on there.
But
he trips up.
He trips, but he got back up. And the head scissors takedown.
Yep, very impressive there from Chris Keith. Showing off his high fly moves too, but he's just not capitalising. He's making rookie mistakes.
Oh, look at this into the pin. No. And again, you've got to think. You're totally right about the rookie mistakes here. And as anyone, even Chris Keith, can do a Russian leg sweep. He's got to really learn to try and keep control of this matchup.
Yeah. And see that? Trying to go for one.
Whoa! Oh, what a leap!
My goodness, and there's just the speed of Sami Zayn, but Chris Keith, he's got to capitalise on this.
You've got to think this match has had not one person in control all the way through. It's sort of been it's like you hit a move, I hit a move. It's sort of, let's hit each other with the best shots we've got. Into the cover, and a kick at a 2.9.
God, I thought that was it for Chris Keith from that shoulder tackle, but nope. He's still loving this.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, no, what has Sami Zayn got planned?
What has he got planned? Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness, the release suplex. And Sami Zayn says, you know what, this is it.
Yeah, he's calling for the end and lifting Chris Keith up.
Looking to put Chris Keith away.
With the brain buster, and that's it.
Forget about it. Thanks for coming. There's the 3. And Sami Zayn picks up the win.
Yep, and he is still your Cruiserweight champion. Great win for him here tonight again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest and still NSW Cruiserweight champion, Sami Zayn.
Yep, Sami Zayn still Cruiserweight champion with that great win. You know, he showed his veteran instincts against the rookie Chris Keith. You know, I've got to hand you Chris Keith. He showed some great potential in that ring. I think a few more matches on the Smackdown roster for him and we'll start picking up the wins.
Yeah, big win here tonight for Daniel Bryan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what about this? This is the last reminder you'll get that the Royal Rumble is on the network, and what a show it was. Of course, we had Danny Six retain, and there it is. Danny Six retaining the NSW Championship against all odds, Tim. We were shocked, and you have to admit that Brock Lesnar was defeated and that Danny Six walked out of the Royal Rumble still the NSW Champion.
Yep, he walked out still NSW champion, albeit, you know, I'd say controversial circumstances, but hey, you know, you do what you do to keep a hold of that championship gold, and Day 6 did everything in his power to do that. And well, he continues on.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Rumble is on the network, and let's get ready for our next contest. Making his way to the ring, he is the gold standard of NSW, CJ Cutler.
Yep, CJ Cutler out here tonight, and again he's not with Tyler Breeze. Well, was it last week that Tyler Breeze was out without CJ Cutler, and this week it's the other way around?
Well, yeah, well, maybe it was just a short friendship, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just a short-lived thing and they've gone their separate ways again, but well, CJ Cutler looks like he just wants to get back into the groove of things and start picking up, you know, wins just on his own.
Well, CJ Cutler ready for action here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Aberdeen, Washington, Daniel Bryan.
Here he is, the man who, well, loves to shout yes, and fans go along with it. I mean, it's the most shortest catchphrase and easiest to remember I think I've ever heard.
How does it go again?
Yes.
No, how does it go again?
What, as in yes, yes, yes?
No, I only want to know how it goes.
I don't know. I just know it's yes.
Well, tell us then.
That's the catchphrase. It's yes.
Ah, okay.
Look at his t-shirt.
What a lovely t-shirt that is. Get that on the shopzone.com.
Lord, a lovely beard.
What a lovely beard. Let's get on with this one, of course, and see how what Tim thinks.
You know, I'm gonna go with, Daniel Bryan. I think he's got that veteran instincts in that ring. He's very successful, and I think it's just his time to start shining again and pick up on some of the things where he's left off. He's a former world champion.
Of course, and well, if he can stop in on it, it's right come to that part of the season now where everybody's starting to think about WrestleMania. Of course, Over the Limit is still just a few weeks away as well, and anything is possible, remember, here in NSW. Of course, we're going to find out the #1 contender for Danny Six's NSW title for Over the Limit here tonight. Fatal 4-way coming up with Dolph Ziggler, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and newly drafted SBL here tonight. So much more to come here as well. Of course, we've also got the #1 contendership match for the tag team titles. Of course, the Ascension currently hold the tag team titles. It's going to be Primetime Players versus the GWO. That is coming up next. Tim, so much more to still watch here tonight.
Yep, so much more great action here tonight. You don't want to change that channel over because you'll regret it. Trust me on that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, building up. This is the many people call the greatest time. The time building to WrestleMania. We've only got 2 pay-per-views left, of course. Over the Limit, then WrestleMania 3. And everybody is trying to book their ticket on the granddaddy of them all come November the 1st. And look out! The Yes Lock!
He's got the Yes Lock locked in, and this is your no, too close to the ropes. Yep, we are on the all-important road to WrestleMania. It's all about, building yourself up to make sure you get your spot at WrestleMania. And of course, no one likes being left out.
We know who's already in the main event of WrestleMania, and that is the straight edge savior, and that is DM West.
Yep, he is currently the only person really guaranteed for WrestleMania. It's now really just that road to see who else can claim their spots. It's what makes people even more motivated.
And now, look at this. Daniel Bryan throwing CJ Cutler back inside the ring here. Nope, thought he was going to try and cut him off, but nope. Cutler tries to drop the knee.
But doesn't manage to get it, and what is Daniel Bryan looking for here? Got him against the ropes.
Looks like he's going to punish him a bit more. Nice.
Yeah, tries to throw him out, but CJ Cutler holds on.
But not anymore. Brought in the hard way. Right into the center, and uh-oh. This could be the beginning of the end. Oh no, he went for nice, sort of like a reversal by CJ.
Yeah, he caught Daniel Bryan off guard. Now he's going to drop the big elbow there.
Could that be the turning point of the match here, Tim? Daniel Bryan looked to end it, and CJ really knew what was coming. And now, anyone, even CJ Cutler, the gold standard, can do a Russian leg sweep.
Yep, now Daniel Bryan's in a lot of trouble. CJ Cutler capitalising perfectly on his opportunity. I think Daniel Bryan, he made a huge mistake there.
But look at this, they're trying to come back, and it looked like CJ was stunned. A nice suplex into the bridge. Has he got him?
Has he got him?
Oh, 2.9.
That was ridiculously close to the match being over. And elbow shot from CJ Cutler only dazed Daniel Bryan. And
then Daniel Bryan knew where he was, managed to get CJ over, and look out now, looking for a submission maneuver. Might be a bit too close to the ropes here, but no. Look at him wrenching back.
Yeah, almost a variation on a yes lock almost. Like an armbar with a yes lock.
CJ Cutler getting nowhere to go here. And CJ is fading badly.
Yeah, he's trying to reach out, but he just can't quite get to the ropes, I don't think.
The fans getting behind Daniel Bryan. CJ Cutler looks almost to be fading here. Is he going to tap?
He's so close.
Yes, he is, and that is it!
Yep, he taps out. And there's your winner, Daniel Bryan.
Wow. That is a big win. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Daniel Bryan.
Well, things looking, you know, up for Daniel Bryan again with that great win. You know, he's very happy with that. Well, don't know what to call it. It's almost like a variation I said on the yes lock. A great submission win.
Big submission win, and well, Daniel Bryan back in the win column here tonight on Smackdown. You've got to be looking. He'll be looking at one of them titles very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Renee Young backstage with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, what a chance it is for him tonight, Tim, to out of nowhere to become the #1 contender for the NSW title.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. You know, last week he proved that he should not be overlooked as a competitor, and tonight he gets an even bigger opportunity to just prove all his doubt was wrong.
And of course, a Bisping boy in his own right, Dolph Ziggler, and well, you see now he has to beat 3 of the best, and it looks like Oliver Bisping's been given a bit of advice.
So yeah, that's what Bisping should have been doing the whole time now, was believing in Dolph Ziggler, because this guy is such a huge talent. You can't really, you know, forget about him.
Well, we're going to find out tonight. Could Dolph Ziggler become the #1 contender and face Danny Six at Over the Limit? Well, you've got to think, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a big night indeed for Ziggler tonight. Let's get to our next contest, ladies and gentlemen. It is for the #1 contendership for the tag team titles. Introducing first, they are the team of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, the Prime Time Players.
And the Primetime Players, great opportunity tonight to get, well, would it be a 3rd tag team title run?
Well, indeed, yeah. And of course, the Ascension, who are now currently holding the titles, of course, themselves 3-time champions. You've got to think Darren Young and Titus O'Neil will be hoping that they can do exactly the same.
Yep, you know, they want to beat the GWO here tonight, get that shot, and then beat the Ascension to become 3-time tag team champions. That's a great opportunity ahead for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, their opponents being coming to the ring by the Love Machine Francis, the team of Chaz and Bruce, the GWO.
But here is a team that, you know, also wants that shot at the Ascension to become, well, it would be 2-time tag team champions. So, you know, it's everyone's ball game here in this matchup.
Yes, indeed, the Prime Time Players ready to go in this one, and they've got to go up against the GWO, and well, Chaz and Bruce looking fabulous as ever.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that sort of thing.
Oh, stop looking at Francis, will you?
That's not me, that's Marky, who has an obsession.
Well, Chaz and Bruce ready to go for the GWO here tonight. Let's see what Tim's prediction is for this one.
You know, I've got to go with, I'm going to go with the Primetime Players here tonight. I think, you know, it's their chance to get up against the Ascension, become 3-time tag team champions. That's just going to motivate them even more. I think the motivation will just help them beat the GWO here tonight.
Let's have a look at what the NSW app has to say. 80.8 for the GW, 19.2 for the Primetime Players. So not going for you on this one, Tim. And you have to say, already Chaz and Darren Young battling away here.
Yep, they're battling away, firing the best shots at each other. You know, showing, well, exactly what he needed to show in that ring. But here comes Bruce into the ring to take it to Darren Young.
And Bruce, one of the toughest individual. Don't let the persona really doubt this man. This man has gone through it all. And really, when he gets inside the ring, especially now, look at this against Titus, he's not going to back down.
No, you know, don't let the pink highlights in his hair fool you. This man is a tough man. And he'll fight anyone.
Titus, though, might just be too strong. Look out, though. Nice tag team quickness here. And oh, look at the strength here coming up. Picking his own tag team partner up and dropping him down. And now Darren Young taking Chaz out right in front of us.
Good lord, and away Chaz's face hit our announce him. My lord.
And then look at this, the nice float over DDT.
Yeah, I was thinking that in my head. Bruce is probably the sort of guy that would have been phased one bit by going in that ring with Brock Lesnar.
And look out here, though, this could be a submission yet. But no, Francis up. I don't know what to say, really.
Yeah, great camera work, thanks.
I just wish we had some ECW cameras at this time.
Yeah, can we not bring that cameraman in for just that one moment?
I'm afraid not. Here comes
Just
Chaz, though.
pass him the camera instead.
Chaz again, teaming. Oh, right, what a headbutt.
Oh, they're huge headbutts. Well, Taurus and but I don't know how much it's going to affect him. He's a big, tough individual.
You've got to think, Chaz, of course, many people see the playboy, the sort of technical wrestler out of the GWO. And now, big Titus O'Neil in there, using his strength. Look out, it's the Clash of the Titus!
It's it, Clash of the Titus. And that could be it already. But nope, there's Francis. ECW cameraman, quickly, get here.
Oh my goodness me.
I thought this was meant to be a PG show.
Well, got to have equal opportunities and all that.
No.
Oh, nice slam by Titus O'Neil. Yeah, I think you realise, Bruce, I thought Nelly really got the worst of that there. But
yeah, he kind of got knocked off the apron a little bit, but he's back up there.
Titus really dominating in this matchup. Really showing his strength here. Oh, look out.
Oh my goodness.
That is it. I think
that is surely it.
Chaz has got to be done. Up into the count. Oh.
Where's the EC? Oh, children, close your eyes.
Clash of the Titus again!
Oh, hits it, but again, referee's still distracted by Francis.
Oh my goodness, the Prime Time players have had this one a couple of times. And all of a sudden, look at the strength from Chaz. What the hell? Oh my God!
Oh, Michinoku tried and
out of nowhere!
That's it, but...
And that is it!
Wow.
Out of nowhere, Chaz and Bruce, the GWO, have won the match and are #1 contenders.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of luck there, a lot of... Well, France has been involved in that decision. They were beat on many occasions, but that's what a manager does for their team. Well, GW are your winners.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this contest, Chaz and Bruce, the GWO.
I mean, you know that the Primetime players are not going to be happy about that. They're going to really question our victory. But
okay, have we ever heard Francis talk before?
No, we haven't.
I can see why you two had a thing.
What? We never had a thing. It was Marky that had a thing.
Well, you got to say it. Chaz and Bruce have a shot now at the tag team titles at Over the Limit. And, well, everyone's invited to the party.
I think I'll take a pass.
Yeah, I'll go to the rain check.
Yeah.
I had to check the rain.
I might just get a little bit ill.
Ladies and gentlemen, on to our next contest. Making his way to the ring, he is the superhero of NSW, Trey Donovan!
Trey Donovan sucks. Trey Donovan
Hey,
sucks.
stop.
What? I'm singing along with the fans.
The fans love this guy. It's Trey Donovan!
You have gone very delusional, or your hearing is going bad with old age.
Hey, look at the fans on their feet. Replica shirts on, of course. We are ready to go here tonight. The superheroes in town!
Oh dear.
I'm just enjoying the song. Well, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, he is Marvelous Monroe!
Yep, and his competitor actually takes himself seriously. I mean, look at that jacket. They don't dress like
Get
they
it
go
right.
through some sort of midlife crisis.
Get it right, that's a robe.
Robe, okay, robe.
And that's a very expensive robe.
But just look at it. This is a man of, exquisite. He doesn't dress like Trey Donovan, who's going through some sort of midlife crisis with jean shorts.
Just quickly before we start the match, there's a tweet coming from Marky Marks saying, I will be there at the party and I will bring Pretty Boy Tom Fell in his zebra costume.
Oh no!
Hashtag GWO.
Oh my, not the zebra costume.
Of course, if you wondering what we're talking about, go watch Total Divas on the network.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that costume was.
Well, talk about somebody who has got a bright future in NSW. It's that man, Marvelous Monroe. Let's see what Tim has to say about this one.
I've got to go with Marvelous Monroe. Trey Donovan, he's been on really a bad slate as of late. He lost last week. He lost the week before, and I think he's going to lose again this week.
Well, let's find out what the NSWF has to say. Trey Donovan, 85.2. Monroe, 14.8 here. You may be wondering where BG Nelson is, of course. Now, some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. You may be wondering where a lot of superstars are here tonight. Well, apparently, we got news that there were a tour overseas, and a plane was sadly has broken down. So you can notice a lot of superstars not here tonight. Them, of course, being Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. Roman Reigns, he's not here tonight. DM West, he's not here tonight. Danny Six, he's not here tonight. And you've got to say that hopefully all be back next week, of course. But that's the look we get here in NSW when we do overseas tours.
Yeah, that's sometimes the unfortunate thing that happens. But we move on with these sort of things, and we know they'll be back to continue action. But luckily, we still have the people we needed for this week's show.
And look at this now. Into the ring. Oh, nice swinging neck breaker by Marvelous Monroe. Of course, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, is your main event. It is SBL, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Dolph Ziggler. Who is going to be the new #1 contenders? A nice hip toss by Trey Donovan here. Fans getting behind Trey. Listen to the audience.
I can hear the let's go, Donnie. Donnie sucks. Let's go, Donnie.
No, I'm sure you're delusional. I'm sure you're listening to a tape of yourself.
Nope. It's a mixed reaction.
No mixed reaction here tonight for Trey Donovan. Monroe, they're trying to make sure that he doesn't come out the victor here with a nice swinging neck breaker.
So I'm going Marvelous Monroe. He's going to win here tonight. And really, he's continually climb up the ladder as a singles competitor.
I have to give it to him. Marvelous Monroe has been doing very well since entering the singles rank here. Oh, what a punch! Knocking Trey Donovan down. But you see, Donovan too quick. And, now the fight continues on here.
The kick to stomach and into the corner.
And Monroe throws me. Hold on, not him again.
And whoa, what? Okay, whoa, Mike.
Morgan Wolf again?
And the referee turned around for the pin.
Is this? No, come on, kick! Oh, come on!
And wait, I can hear a bunch of fans going, "Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Morgan."
Come off it, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this contest, Marvelous Monroe.
And a lot of people are going to question this win, but it's a win nonetheless for Marvelous Monroe. he continually shows that he could get done as a singles competitor. And things are continually going downhill for Trey Donovan.
Oh, come on! You can't say that. Morgan Wolf, what the hell is he playing at?
I mean, win-loss
come
records.
on! What is this guy doing?
He's just showing what he's capable of. And come on, yeah, hit
oh,
that.
Yeah! Right back, get him!
Ryback just ruined an almost magical moment.
Thank goodness for that. God, what's got into Morgan Wolf?
Well, it looks like he's just going out after everyone at the moment and trying to send a message.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we're going to get some answers next week from Morgan Wolf, but now we're going to move on to our main event, Tim. 4 men, 1 shot at Danny Six's NSW title. Let's start going. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, SPL, Brock Lesnar. It's your main event of SmackDown for this week. And it's a #1 elimination contest.
How and who's going to come out the victor and get that championship match? They're all gunning for it here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, he is Seth Rollins.
Here he comes, the undisputed future Seth Rollins. And, well, he came up short when he faced Brock Lesnar in that mini tournament to decide #1 contender for Royal Rumble against Danny Six, but he's got another opportunity here tonight. It could be a very different turnout.
Seth Rollins, you know, the ultimate opportunist. Anytime he gets a chance, he could do it here tonight by defeating 3 other men and becoming that #1 contender once again.
And well, he's going to look to do it. About to find out if he can.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, introducing first, he is a Bisping boy, the show-off, Dolph Ziggler.
Yep, here's man Dolph Ziggler, who, well, he was very much overlooked until last week. He got a huge win and got back in the game. And tonight, he's going to look to prove why he should not be overlooked. And will try and definitely get that #1 contender shot. It's a great opportunity for him here tonight.
What'd you make of Paul Heyman, though? Bringing Dolph Ziggler and SPL into this matchup against really 2 guys that he's really put his money on.
I think it's, I think with Dolph Ziggler, Paul Heyman saw that this man should not be overlooked one bit. When it came to SPL, well, he's a new signee to SmackDown, so I think Paul Heyman wants to give the new guy a huge opportunity.
Ziggler ready for action here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd man in this contest, here's a self-made millionaire. Here's SBL Stewie Bradshaw Layfield.
There he is, the self-made millionaire, a former NXT champion who got drafted over to SmackDown, and well, look at the opportunity he has now. Just look at those horns.
Massive horns.
Yeah, he's a former NXT champion, and in a very short time, he could get a shot at the NSW Championship and become an SW Championship.
It could be, ladies and gentlemen, SBL's crowning moment in his very first night on SmackDown. He could really, really upset the apple cart, as they would say, and become the #1 contender to Danny Six's title.
Could happen. It wouldn't surprise me, SPL, he became NXT champion in a very short amount of time. He could become NSW champion in a very short amount of time.
Well, here comes the pin.
Yep, there he is. The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, ready to bring the pain. And, well, get another shot at Danny Six. And this time, if he does get the shot, let it not be as controversial and let it be successful.
I'm just worried about the other three guys in this ring because Brock Lesnar's not a happy man most of the times. And now to think, if he... oh dear. If, oh my god, I think you can play with your mic there.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful of them things. Lesnar likes to hurt people. This might not be an easy contest for the other three guys here. Let's get this going though. It is fatal 4-way rules. Let's get things going. Tim, final time tonight, who are you going for?
This may surprise you, but I'm actually going to go with Dolph Ziggler here tonight. I think, you know, since he's been overlooked and everything, this is really his opportunity now to, you know, prove all his doubters wrong, prove that he is ready for the big opportunity. Let's
have a look at what the NSW has up to say about this. Brock Lesnar, nobody, no votes.
Wow.
20.2 for Seth Rollins, 22.4 for Dolph Ziggler, and 57.4, half of the votes for SBL.
My goodness, that really surprises me. I thought Brock Lesnar would have been the favourite going into this, if I'm honest.
Maybe many people seen what happened on Sunday night, maybe thought his spirit has been broken. Maybe that could be the end of Lesnar.
I don't think so. I was going to say, when it came to Lesnar, I mean, I hear that even Paul Heyman has had trouble speaking to Brock Lesnar because the man is just so incensed about the events of Royal Rumble and saying how he got completely screwed out of a championship that should be his.
Yeah, of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday night, Ariel came into the ring, Hunter got involved, all the manner of distractions, and at the end of the day, it was Danny Six who picked up the win.
Yep, but there was just so many distractions. You know, Ariel breaking up a pin, then getting chucked out of the arena by Hunter, who then the referee had enough. He got rid of Hunter, but he didn't get rid of Ariel, which was an interesting decision. And the referee that caused all this commotion is in that ring right now.
Well, you've got to think here, Lesnar, you do a good thing to keep away from Lesnar, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he needs to keep safe.
Do everything that Lesnar says. So look out here. Seth Rollins has SBL up. Buckle bomb!
Oh, huge buckle bomb. That could be it already for SBL.
Cover! There he is, and SBL is out!
Wow, the newcomer not being successful here tonight, but, well, he's got to go back and rethink. But yeah, it comes down to these three now.
And look at this, Lesnar belly-to-belly suplex. And now Lesnar just punching away, and there's no love lost. Lesnar will not care who you are. If you're Seth Rollins, if you're Dolph Ziggler, if you're the fan in the front row, he'll beat you up. He'll beat all of them up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I hope he doesn't come near our announce table.
He can beat you up, I don't mind.
No, he'd probably more likely like get a double. He might flip this table over us.
Oh no, I hope not. Oh, look at this, showing off. I think really Ziggler doesn't need to do this so early in this contest.
With best for.
Yeah, but the problem is, look out! Seth Walker!
Oh, hits it, and that could be it. Oh, Lesnar looking to steal the pin.
Cover! 2! No!
Oh my goodness, and Ziggler was almost done for.
Anyone! Even someone with really funny hair can do a Russian leg sweep. Oh,
not
look
a fan
at that.
Of the hair.
Rollins rolled out the way, realised that Lesnar moved him. And well, Seth Rollins and Lesnar just can't really agree on anything at the moment. And now, Rollins trying to take advantage.
No, rake of the odds. And yeah, these two, they're both Paul Heyman guys, but they don't really get along at all.
DDT!
Oh, Ziggler hits it. That could be it for Seth Rollins.
Could that be enough referee? Slightly out of position. 2.5.
Oh, that was very close though to being over.
Slimmer!
Oh, Ziggler's got it locked in.
He's got it locked in. Seth Rollins has got nowhere to go. And Seth Rollins taps out.
And wow, it comes down to Ziggler and Lesnar.
Unbelievable. One of these two men are going to meet Danny Six over the limit. Oh, big back body drop by Ziggler. The fans are standing in the arena, ladies and gentlemen. They do not want to miss this one bit. Who's your money on now, Tim?
It's still on Dolph Ziggler. That's who I went with when this match started. I still think he's actually got it. I think he can beat Lesnar. But oh no, never mind. And Lesnar is going to over the limit to meet 26.
Look at that! And that is it! And Brock Lesnar is your #1 contender!
And that is the scary thing about Brock Lesnar. That is how quickly he could just catch you.
Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this contest, Brock Lesnar!
Yeah, but well, Brock Lesnar, again, you know, proving himself. He's got yet another opportunity to face 26 for the NSW Championship. Thing is, yeah, can he make this, well, second attempt a lot more successful?
Whoa, hold on! Hold on, 26 is here!
Wait a minute, I thought the flight...
Whoa!
Well, remember, before Royal Rumble, we tried this on and was failed and got it by Lesnar. This time, he gets a cheap shot in.
26 reminds everyone why he's the champ! Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time on Smackdown. Another explosive episode, and well, a lot of answers need to be, well, a lot of questions need to be answered next week. For myself, though, Dave East and Tim Price, quickly say goodbye to fans.
Goodbye, fans.
That is it. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night for NXT. From Dave Easton and Tim Price, thanks for watching. Bye bye.